As Ohno thought deeply about these problems, a common sense idea began to form. Instead of thinking about the conventional way, process production from an earlier step to a later one, this is called push production, he studied the problem in reverse. By starting at the end and working backwards, he realized that if a later process went to pick up a part from an earlier process, just the right part in just the right quantity needed, that it would be logical for the earlier process to make only the number of parts withdrawn. It was this simple thinking, perhaps inspired by watching a stock person replace groceries on a supermarket shelf in the US, that led Ohno to experiment with this system, finally creating a signaling system or board to control what was being taken and produced. He called this pull, in contrast to the old way, push. So our first common sense idea is called pull. We'll define it as not starting an upstream earlier in the flow process until we get a signal from a downstream process. As time went on in Japan, Ohno continued to think about just-in-time production. At the outbreak of the Korean War, Ohno was a machine shop manager for Toyota. Still trying to balance human and operational systems to efficiently produce, he experimented with other ways to decrease the inventory between steps. This inventory, what manufacturers call work in process or WIP inventory, was costly to Toyota because they weren't facing a demand for mass production. As an experiment, Ohno moved machines closer together and in the sequence that they were normally used. As common sense as that sounds, it wasn't normal for manufacturers to think that way. The amount of time that it took to set up a machine to make a part and the specialized knowledge that an operator kept to himself drove the machines to work in silos, optimizing production within the silo. By moving the machines closer together, Ohno surfaced the setup and specialized knowledge problems. As he worked to solve those problems through setup reduction and standardization, the process flowed more efficiently. Think about the way we've created silos in healthcare and how we've worked at making ourselves efficient only within our own silo. Our second common sense idea is called flow, and for now, we'll just define it as moving the process steps closer together to improve production efficiency. This idea shouldn't sound so radical to you. Remember the third S in 6S? When you straighten in a 6S sense, you're organizing your work area according to the way your process flows, or the way that it should flow.